Great to meet Jared Galde. Before we dive in, here how the call go. Today I'm joined in by Jared Galde, owner and managing partner of rootedsoberliving.com and the nextbed.com. We will dive into your growth story, scaling strategies, market insights, and what's ahead for 2026. Your recovery real estate partner. We buy the houses, you help the people. We'll start with your background and the industry trends you are seeing. Then we will discuss your current challenges and where you want to be in next 6 to 12 months. Finally, we will wrap by exploring next steps if it makes sense. The whole conversation will take about 30 to 40 minutes. Does that sound good?
That's great.
Can you please share a bit about your role and how it comes into the bigger picture at your company?
Yeah, sure. So it started, my partner and I, out of, I would say, necessity. What we do is we provide sober living houses. And I had this vision of figuring out how to make passive income, which I now see as a complete myth. And I think a lot of people starting in real estate think that that's where they're headed. But I had this vision of making passive income so that I could be really purposeful with my time and give back. Generosity is a core value of mine. So I wanted to figure out how to give back a lot and have a lot of time to do that. And so I was trying to be a real estate investor in all sorts of different ways. I've been in real estate since 2012. About 2016, I really started just investing rather than brokering and things like that. And so, the investing was like anybody who's starting out in investing and doesn't know exactly what their niche is or trying to do. It was hard. I built a construction company. I flipped a lot of houses. I did all sorts of different things, and it was nowhere near passive. And in 2019, we found a nonprofit. This is up in Washington State, and a nonprofit named Oxford House is a national nonprofit. They house people recovering from drug and alcohol addiction. And what I learned about that was that they needed houses everywhere. And that first one, it really, created this model where it's the town that I grew up in, and it was a really, really, really nice house. I mean, one of the nicest houses we had on the market. We turned a 7-bedroom, 6-bath house in with a 5-car garage into a 10-bedroom house, and like the mayor lived right down the street who I knew, and all sorts of things. So that's where it started in 2019, and I had this vision of creating 1,000 beds for people in sober living, and I thought that was going to take a lifetime. That took just over 5 years, and so my role now, we're at just over 1,300 beds, and my role now is my title, I guess, one of the founding partners, but my title is Chief Growth Officer, where I find new tenants for us to work with all the time, find new buyers, new investors, new systems, new things. So I'm Chief Growth Officer is my role, and really everything to do with painting the vision for how we grow, and then finding the people and products to help us grow is my role now.
And what is the difference between rootedsoberliving.com and the nextbed.com?
Oh, that's great. So the websites, the two things, rootedsoberliving.com, if you look at that, we do some consulting. That's one arm of our companies where we provide like turnkey opportunities for high-level W-2 people, for people that don't have the time, but they have some money to invest in real estate. It's basically a turnkey, hands-off investment. So we'll provide these opportunities to where they can come in and buy it. And so rootedsoberliving.com is that consulting website where you can, sign up for free to be on the buyer's list. And if you're a person who just wants to buy assets, own them, and have somebody else manage them for you, that's what we do on that site. And then the nextbed.com is really built to find more tenants. So we're constantly in search of tenants who are organizations who help people in recovery or mental health disorders, things like that. People who are helping people. We look for tenants all the time. So the next bed is designed for that, for people to understand in that space, tenants to know that we're here for them. And then Rooted Sober Living is for consulting for people who buy the assets.
So Root Sober Living is more for investors. If somebody has no time, or they want to appoint you as a help for their property investment journey. That's what you are You are there to help the people with who wants to join in into real estate business. Yeah.
Correct. Yep. They can, it's sort of it's a hands-off thing where we provide the opportunities and we manage it for them. So it's certainly meant for people who want to invest in real estate, and it's not like a investment partnership. They own the whole asset and we manage it for them.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. It's totally the investor own the asset, and you are the managing partner who can manage the asset for them hands
Ye-
free, and they don't have to be any sort of involvement. Say someone is busy, they don't have time, so they can work on this one. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's free to join the list. Our services certainly aren't free. Everybody's in business to make money, right? But free
Of
to join
course.
the list and see all the deals.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Jared, what does a typical day look like for you?
What does a typical day look like for me? I love that. Growth is one of our core values. So I believe that as the founder grows, as you grow, like my partner and I believe this, as we grow, so grows the company. So I believe firmly in some non-negotiables. So my daily life looks a lot like getting my non-negotiables in. I grow physically, I grow mentally, I grow spiritually. We homeschool my kids, so I spend some time with my teenage boys, preparing them to own real estate. A lot of my day consists of calls, of podcasts like this, and of a lot of outreach, a lot of calls, a lot of relationship management. Really a people connector in our business.
So do you have a team who can help you, or you are just yourself, doing everything all?
Man, I definitely was in a place where I used to be the person who did everything.
Mhm.
This I think after year 5 in the companies, we're in year 7 now, that really shifted. It's like it started to take shape. So, we have a small but mighty team right now. There's 9 of us and growing. We're looking to hire a few more people right now. But yeah, we have a team that does most all of the operations. I'm at this point, I'm outside of the operations, and I'm really just finding new relationships and managing relationships.
Great. What major shifts are you seeing in your industry right now?
Say that again.
What major shifts are you seeing in your industry right now?
Uh, yes. So major shifts I see is regulations, meaning that we have, providing these homes for what we provide for sober living, for addiction recovery. I mean, there's hundreds of thousands of people a year that die from fentanyl overdose, and it's a major point in our country to have regulations on these things. There's a lot of fraud that's been happening in the industry. People billing our government and insurance for things that they're not actually doing. And so we're watching regulations shift in different states around the country. We're in 21 different states, so we're trying to stay ahead of what that really looks like, and really have an emphasis on working with the right people, doing it the right way, actually helping people rather than, just for-profit companies who you can tell they're about money rather than people. Because if you're about money rather than people, then, it's going to bite you, because you're going to get caught by these guys. And if you're about people first, then the money will always come. So
Of course, of course. That's a really good thinking for people first. As a real estate business, we are here to help people, to live comfortably. How has trend impacted your business or your growth strategy?
how has what impacted it?
How has this regulations, this trend
Yes.
impacted your business or your growth strategy?
That's good. It's really made us just really focus on working with the right people. And then, states where there's been a lot of fraud. There's a few states that particularly have had a lot of fraud: Florida, Arizona, Minnesota. And it's really turning over those the amount of tenants that are out there, and it's really shining a light on the ones that are doing it the right way. So it's impacted us where we're just working with the right people. And when you work with the right people, then things start to multiply. So it's actually been more regulation and crack down on the wrong people has actually been kind of a springboard for us to be going faster and multiplying how fast we're working because we're working with the right people.
And what is working well for you right now, and what's been frustrating?
Working well for us right now, I would say that we have everything's, our deal flow is going good. Team is going good. I think the frustrating thing that I know that we're working on, I think is part of what you do, which we haven't talked about. I would say the frustrating thing is we know the power of AI, and implementing that into our companies has been, I would say, frustrating, interesting. There's a lot to what that looks like, and there's been some good sides to it, some bad sides to it. And then I feel like we don't, there's like this burning thing in my gut, like we're behind the ball. We haven't built in enough or done enough there. So I'd say that we're heavy on people. We know the power of AI. We've implemented it in some ways, but I don't think we've integrated it enough yet.
Yes. So the frustrating is you know the power of AI, but you want to know how to bring the improvement in your business through automation, through AI, which can give you more time, to work on your business growth rather than doing
Yep.
the doing the admin work or doing going with the regulations or the other parts.
Yeah, or even with tenants and things, we've worked with some ways where we're integrating AI into, we have what 100 today we have 135 houses across 21 states, and the amount of service calls and things like that. Like, I feel like we're underutilizing what AI can do in regards to inbound calls and implementation with vendors, things like that. There's so many different ways. I feel like we haven't even scratched the surface, and it's sort of frustrating. It's not going
Mm.
faster for us.
And which metrics are you most focused on improving?
Our metrics, really, our biggest metrics are uh our houses, and then people on our list of buyers. There's some metrics in regards to speed, and in regards to kind of from the closing table to fully moved in, the tenants fully moved in, because when we're closing a house, we already have the tenants ready. And a lot of times we have to get some licensing in different states. There's things to do, and we're constantly trying to go from closing table to tenants moved in as fast as possible. So that's a big metric for us.
That's good. That's good. Okay, and where do you want to be in next 6 to 12 months from now on?
Well, we've this year we've set a big goal, and at the beginning of our companies, like I set this long-term goal of 1,000 beds provided for people that are in recovery from addiction. And I thought that was going to be a lifetime goal, and God made it happen a lot faster than that, inside of 6 years. And so now, with the team that's grown and the people that we have in place, our goal this year in 2026 is to provide 1,000 beds just this year. And so what I would like to see in the next 6 to 12 months is our capacity double for our monthly deal flow. So right now I feel like we're pretty comfortable at that, in this space of 6 to 8 deals per month, and we want to be doing 15 to 20 deals per month, and feel like our system is built for that within the next 6 to 12 months.
That's really good. So you're ahead of your target. And you mentioned that the goal for the business is implication. If you had a magic wand to fix just one thing in your business that's holding you back or slowing you down, what would that one thing be?
Finding local vendors, yeah, I think that's a major cog in our system right now, is continually finding the right local vendors.
So you're looking for more local vendors, yeah?
Yep, more local vendors, and management of those tickets. That's that's one. We've hired an AI company to really work on that. Where they're specifically, meant for maintenance management and property management. And that's part of the frustration, is like, I feel like everybody's trying to figure it out right now, and it's just not going as fast as I want it to.
That's interesting. Can you explain on that? That you said you hire an AI company. So what did they did for you?
Yeah, so it's it's the company that we hire is called Vendaroo. They're out of California. They have their whole system is about maintenance management within property management. They attach to like property management softwares. We use AppFolio for our property management software, and then Vendaroo is a plugin where it's got voices and it's got text to our owners, to vendors, and to the houses, and emails, and it intakes tickets. But it's supposed to intake tenant problems, maintenance tickets, and then it's supposed to kind of process them without humans when we have it all set up. And it seems like the cog in that wheel, like I said, is finding the actual vendors, because it doesn't really, the vendors that we've used and stuff aren't necessarily in love with us switching to AI managing it, and they don't like the ticketing process or things like that. So we're in this growth phase of trying to find the right vendors who understand what we're trying to do at scale, so that they can work together with this AI. So really, that's what it's all that it's for, is to take in maintenance tickets, help troubleshoot those maintenance tickets, and then if it needs to be elevated to a vendor, it sends it to the vendor and organizes the vendor getting there in a timely manner.
Their messages. Yeah. Do you think this is an industry-wide issue or more unique to your business?
I think that it is I think everybody who's scaled a property management company would tell you that maintenance tickets are an industry-wide issue, and that if it can be really solved by AI in a great way, where people on all sides of it trust it, then I think it's great. But yeah, maintenance tickets are an industry-wide issue, I would guess.
Yeah, yeah. It's more on the maintenance. You need to inform the people the owners and also your maintenance team on time to act on it. That was great. Thank you for sharing these insights. Once we have compiled all our podcast conversation, I will send over a summary that should be really interested for you.
Awesome, man.
So one other thing, I was talking, when you said about the AI implications on your business. I'm going to be editing this podcast call tomorrow, and I would love for us to reconnect later this week so I can go through the clips you gave you gave access to everyone for your own marketing.
Cool.
So these AI things, these are the challenges we are currently having. As a thank you for us to coming on. I would love to put through a short customized growth plan for you. So what is working in the industry right now, and a few recommendations which is tailored, based on your podcast you shared with us. Yeah,
That sounds great.
would that be helpful for you?
Absolutely. Yeah. Look forward to that.
Yeah, perfect. Shall I arrange another call, uh, another call with you where I can go through these clips and I can see if I can help you with any sort of these things you said to me. I'm available on. Let me just check my diary. Just 1 second. So today we are on. So what time is there right now in Texas?
Nine.
9:34 a.m. Yeah. Okay. So which we have here 9:34. We have 3:34 p.m. Wow, it's a big time difference. So let's see if I have tomorrow. No, tomorrow I'm booked. Monday 19th. Are you available? Same time?
Yeah.
About
9 a.m.
9 a.m. Yeah,
That's great.
9 a.m. That will be fantastic. I'll book you in for 9 a.m. Yeah, on Monday 19th. Yeah,
Sounds great. I look forward to it.
Monday 19th. Let me just write down Monday 19th for 9. Thank you so much,
I
Jared.
appreciate you here. I'll see you on Monday. It's great to
See
meet you.
you. Nice talking to you. Have a great time. Enjoy the rest of your day and speak to you on Monday then. Yeah. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Bye bye.